What's going on, everybody? By the end of this video, this very short video, what I'm going to help you understand is what changes you need to be making in your player's development, how to train smart instead of just training hard, how to improve in the right way and at the right time, and how the right structure and support can change everything in ways that you have never seen or thought before. This is what we call the starting five. And the starting five is a portion of the program that I have created called the Varsity Performance System. Now, this is a program that we have worked 100 plus players and parents through in the past 16 months, and they've seen some incredible results, some of which I will share with you today. Just recent wins that parents have shared and players have shared in the community. Players having their first 40-point games, 45-point games, college scholarships, players coming in averaging 5 to 6 points, and then the next weekend having 24 or 31 in games. These are wins that are real and are happening in our community. Wins that I've shared across social media as well, on Instagram, very, very openly, and on YouTube as well, which we'll talk about in just a bit. But if you're watching this video, you're obviously on YouTube. Again, the starting five is a framework that we have within the program. And this is really how serious parents help their players improve in the right way. So if you're watching this video, you're more than likely a parent who has invested a substantial amount of time, effort, energy, and even money in the game of basketball for your player, whether it be a young man or a young lady who is pursuing the opportunity to play basketball at a collegiate level and play at a professional level potentially after that. And you all take this seriously. This is not a run-of-the-mill, hey, let's just sign little Timmy up or little Susie up for the league up the street. No, this is something that you genuinely want to get right, and you're tired because you tried a bunch of different not just a bunch of different things. You just tried the same workout and more workouts, more. And you're wondering and potentially even scratching your head asking, hey, why hasn't more of this thing worked? Simply put, more of the wrong thing isn't going to produce the results that you're after. So that's what we're going to go over today. Starting with five is a systematized approach in terms of basketball development. And we've seen our players follow this routine, whether it takes a week, several weeks, months. This is something that creates amazing changes in these players' lives and makes basketball a lot simpler. And I think you all, as parents, want the game to be simpler for your player because they're out there overthinking on the court. They're probably very intelligent. They're probably very bright. I can keep going on and on and on about them. I can relate to them very well, just given I have 2 degrees from Georgetown University, speak more than 4 languages, and I went to one of the best high schools in the country. It was voted the #1 high school in the country academically at the time when I was there. It's called Ransom Everglades here in South Florida. And for a long time, I struggled, even though my dad's Alonzo Mourning and I had the right tools and right people around me to speak to me. It just wasn't clicking for some reason. And players need to be taught in a certain way. And that's what we've been able to figure out in this program over the past 16 months with all of the players that we've worked with. And we've been able to get them some amazing results in the process, right? So specifically, who this video is for, who it's not for. This video is for parents who take their players' development seriously, right? Parents who understand talent alone isn't enough. Effort without structure gets wasted, and doing more isn't always doing better. This is not for families looking for a quick fix. I did mention some quick case studies and quick examples of this working and this process working. At the same time, I'm not in it to just get you all a quick fix. I'm in it to help you all understand how to work smart instead of just working hard. And if you truly want to have a career in basketball, if you want your player to have a career at least 4 years playing at the collegiate level, getting a degree and having school being paid for, this is going to be a slow and steady process. This isn't going to be a rush. And the cases in which it has happened for myself and others, they're not one-offs. They do happen, to be quite honest with you. It's pretty amazing how the switch flicks. This is really about setting up the right habits and systems to be able to propel your player into a healthy career going forward, a healthy life going forward. This is how I even schedule my calendar now as a retired professional basketball player at the age of 29, right? So again, this is not for families looking for a quick fix. Now, to be clear, like I said, we have helped players see results very quickly, but those results came because the foundation was right, not because of shortcuts. This is not about shortcuts, it's about foundations, right? If you're looking for a magic drill, a temporary confidence boost, or something that works without consistency, you could just go to the next video or watch somebody else's YouTube page, because this isn't for you. This probably won't resonate, and that's okay. I'm not for everybody, nor do I want to be for everybody, to be quite honest with you. Alrighty, so the problem, as I explained briefly before, the problem that you all as parents are feeling is that most parents I speak to already know something is off, right? Their player works hard, he or she trains a lot, and they play year round. They're always playing basketball. It's go, 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 go. Maybe they play another sport. I have players who are multi-sport athletes within the program as well, but they're always active. They're always doing something. But basketball is the primary focus. It's what it is that they want to do at the next level, okay? And yet the results don't match the effort, no matter how many late night sessions or more workouts, reps, trainers, games, as I mentioned here. And it's pretty easy to assume that, hey, the solution is more, right? More workouts, more reps, more trainers, more games. And that assumption is exactly why so many players plateau and struggle at this level, but not everybody reaches the D1 ranks as I did, or D2, D3, JUCO, NIA, and AIA, excuse me, as some of our players in the program have reached, right? So this assumption, like I said, is exactly why many players plateau, and more effort doesn't produce more results. It's more of the right effort applied in the right order. I want you to remember that, write it down, tattoo it in your minds. It's about doing the work in the right order. It's not just about doing more work. It's about doing the right work in the right order, okay? This is where the starting five comes in. This is the correct order of doing everything. This is everything I've learned from these two men on the wall behind me, who I was fortunate enough to have personal relationships with. This one's still, obviously Kobe's no longer with us. And then also learned from amazing Hall of Famers in the NBA, like my father, Alonzo Mourning, who played 16 years in the NBA and achieved success through some really intense adversity, like overcoming a kidney transplant to come back and win an NBA championship. Played 16 years. The average career is 3 years. These men played, I believe Kobe was around 16 to 20 years. MJ, obviously retired and then came back. And then when MJ was 40, he was playing 82 games a season. So this is the longevity, right? This is how these guys fought and worked. And this is what I've seen firsthand. I cannot make this up, right? So the starting five, it's simple. Inside our community, Coach Kama is the name of my business. And we have this framework called the starting five inside the Varsity Performance System, which is the program that we run everybody through. It's not flashy, it's not complicated, and it's not built to impress people on social media. It's built to work. The starting five is about leverage. Write that word down, leverage. For you parents, most of you watching this video are potentially wealthy individuals, and you understand your son or daughter goes to private school, let's say, and you all understand how leverage works. For you all in your industry, you get paid a lot of money to do what you do by solving high impact problems for either a lot of people or the right people who have the money to be able to pay for your services and your work and what it is that you do, right? You're not trading time for money. And this is what a lot of players are doing. They're trading time for money, more workouts, more reps, more trainers, more games. But there's a reason why you can't save yourself to go to become wealthy, right? You can't save your way to wealth. You have to invest and put that money to work for you. You have to do high leverage tasks to be compensated large amounts of money, whether you're a real estate agent, right, who's selling multi-million-dollar houses and you're getting a 2 to 5% commission on that deal. If it's a $100 million house, a $10 million house, there's a paycheck right there that some families aren't necessarily seeing in a year, right? So this is something that you understand in terms of leverage. Cool. And as I was mentioning, this is about making sure the effort your player is putting in actually shows up on the court, which is what matters most. I'm not here to blow smoke up your rear end or blow smoke up your player's rear end. What I really want to do is see the result. That's what I'm here for. That's what I care about. And if you're not here for the result, please click off this video and stop watching. You should have stopped watching before. I want to be more clear with that. So the starting five in order, I'll get into it. First, we have rest and recovery. And again, the order matters here, right? Right after this, I'm going to sleep. I'm somebody who gets about 10 hours of sleep per night. And when I was a professional basketball player, I got 10 hours of sleep per night. In my most recent season, when I was, averaging 20 points and 9 rebounds over in New Zealand, I was, getting about 10 hours of sleep per night. And if a player isn't sleeping enough, focus drops, emotions run high, and decisions really flare and go all over the place on the court. And then confidence wavers as a result of that. And nothing else sticks without this, right? It's like if your son or daughter has, their favorite basketball player in front of them, right? If they haven't slept all night, that experience is going to be much worse than it would be if, they were able to, sit and be locked in and focus. Yeah, they're still probably going to be excited and get amped up for the fact that, they're in front of Michael Jordan or LeBron James or, John Moran or whoever it is. They're excited to be in front of that player, that Donovan Mitchell. At the same time, they're not able to get as much out of it if they're not well rested. And that is in the foundation of everything that we're building off of, right? So sleep is fundamental, okay? Nothing else sticks without this. Next, we go into consistent nutrition. Now, this is not dieting. This is not eating clean sometimes. This is eating enough, eating consistently, and eating to support your growth. I like to think about nutrition as a math equation. If your player is just playing ball all day long, play, they're burning 2,000 calories a day and they're eating 1,500 calories, they're always going to be in a caloric deficit and they're always going to lose weight, right? And I'm sure you all have seen this before. You can go ahead and raise your hands at home while you're watching this or in your car. You all have seen before the basketball player, right? Who's out there getting more playing time than your son or daughter. I'll speak for the fellas out there, right? Who's getting more playing time than your son. And they're not a basketball by trade. They happen to be a football player. They're that big, strong football player who's more athletic than everybody else on the court. And they're just missing a bunch of shots and getting rebounds and padding stats. And maybe your son is doing individual workouts and training sessions and doing conditioning over the summer and all these things and go, but they don't get playing time. Why? Simply put, they're not big enough to be on the court. They're not big enough to be on the court. The weight room at the Miami Heat Arena is named after my father. It's called the Zozo, right? This is something that he took very, very seriously. And when he was battling against Shaq and Yao Ming and these big guys, my dad is, 6'9", 6'10", and he's, giving up maybe 3 inches on Shaq and 5 on Yao Ming, like, Hakeem Olajuwon, all these other great big men, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, like all these players that my dad had to play against. My dad had to be a warrior. He had to be physically imposing in order to do that. Also, that strength allowed him to play a long time in the league because he was doing the hitting instead of people hitting him all the time, right? So consistent nutrition is very, very, very important. Since I was a kid, we've had a chef at the house, right? Granted, I no longer live at home. I have my own place here in Miami. And growing up, we always had a chef. And some would say, oh, that's super bougie. Like, no, it's very smart. If you're a franchise basketball player, and my dad at the time, he was the franchise basketball player for the Miami Heat. If you're the franchise player and you get paid, and this is leverage, right? So the majority of the money and the resources, income, whatever you want to look at it as, that my dad was getting paid for, it was for 48 minutes that he was on a basketball court, probably less because he's not playing the full game, but let's say 40 minutes or so that he's playing 82 games a year. He's getting paid based off of that, right? Granted, you could throw in some nuances in terms of, media and press availability and stuff like that, but specifically to create value for the Miami Heat organization, he was getting paid to go out there and play basketball. He wasn't getting paid to come home and wash dishes. He wasn't getting paid to come home and wash his car. He wasn't getting paid to come home and pick up his laundry, right? He wasn't getting paid to do that, okay? Now you may say, oh, it's super bougie and I don't, I don't want to make the investment. It's like, well, if you don't want to pay for a chef, pay for meal prep, right? You all as parents, and I know this because I've spoken to parents in the program, you all will drive to a workout session for your player, right? And you'll sit there, and then on the way home, you'll be like, oh, damn, what are we going to do for dinner, right? That's a question that comes to your mind sometimes because you have a lot on your plate too. And the more you can take off your plate as a parent as well, the easier this process is going to become for your player and yourselves. And you could start enjoying the game much more and start being a fan, start being somebody who truly just locks in and enjoys being there with your son or daughter watching the game, right? And the more decisions you take care of beforehand, the easier it becomes. So this is why sleep is very important. It's why nutrition is second on that list. Now, this alone often changes physical confidence because you're doing the hitting instead of people hitting you. You're finishing through contact, right? Overall aggressiveness changes. Now, I want to pull up this win quickly. Let me see if I can pull up the right one, because there's a bunch. Is this the one? Yeah, this is a mom named Eunice in our program. And Tiffany is the name of, I believe I'm still sharing the correct screen, but Tiffany is the name of, yeah, I'll go back here. All right, so Tiffany is the name of the nutritionist that we have in our program. Tiffany is a friend of mine. She's somebody who I've worked with before, and she's very good at what she does, right? Now, within the past 7 weeks, and this is granted, by joining the program, you don't get immediate access to just work with Tiffany. I connect you with her, and if you choose to work with her after that, cool, right? And also, I don't benefit any amount financially from this. This is genuinely somebody I trust. I know she does a great job, and the results really speak for themselves, right? So Eunice said, and I shared Tiffany's contact information above, which I won't show you now because you're not in the program yet. Yeah, Tiffany's information, this. Eunice says, we've been using Tiffany for the past 7 weeks, and as a result, and the results have been incredible. Justin increased his nightly sleep approximately 2.5 hours, significantly improved his endurance and recovery, and is no longer experiencing breathlessness during cardio. With strategic nutrition adjustments, he's gained over 4 pounds of lean muscle and is showing noticeable body composition changes. Grateful for the intentional guidance and structured approach to fueling performance the right way. Thank you, Coach Trey, for the strong recommendation. We needed that. Excellence truly recognizes excellence, right? So this is a solution that has worked for a player recently in the program. In 7 weeks, he gained more than 4 pounds of lean muscle mass. Imagine if you're doing this consistently again and again and again and again over the years in tandem with the workouts and things like that, right? So this is why more workouts doesn't automatically work. You have to be working on the right things in the right order to produce the right results that you are after, okay? From there, we're gonna go into strength training. That is step 3 out of the starting 5, okay? So strength training, this is not random lifting. This is not ego lifting, I'd say. In some ways it is. It's not lifting to look pretty and be vain. Although I do like, lifting weights and like the way I look. I feel comfortable in my body, and I can speak from this, especially when I was playing. But this is about a consistent plan to get stronger over time in a practical way, right? Players stop getting pushed around. Physical confidence shows up and presence on the court changes. They start being the aggressor, right? Again, this is why order is so important. If they're lifting and not getting the right nutrition, they're not going to grow in the right way as much as they can. But because they're getting the nutrition and then they're lifting on top of that, that is the right foundation in the right order in order to get the growth and momentum that you want in the right way, right? They're going to start pushing these football players around. They're going to start competing for playing time. I'll go into another win that I saw recently. There's a bunch, so forgive me for being all over the place with this, but I want to give you all an honest look. Where we go on? Let's go to player and parent wins. So, let's see what Tiago has to say, right? So Tiago said, after lifting more like Trey told me and eating more protein and more in general, I have been feeling more confident when driving to the basket and bumping defenders out of my way because of how strong I am becoming. Another thing that I have noticed is that my shot has been getting more range. Thanks, Trey, for all the help. Much more to come. This is 1 day ago, right? This is just the other day. I could show you all wins from other communities that we've had. We transitioned from other places, but this is our home base now here in this platform. There's a lot of wins. There's a lot of different things that are being shared. I wanted to show you some recent wins. This is just the other day, right? So this is more evidence that this is the right order to do these things. Tiago's been in the program probably 2 weeks, to be quite honest with you. And it's improving his confidence. It's also improving his offensive game because he's able to shoot the ball from deeper. Tiago's a great shooter, right? So these are things that are I'm sure you all can see in your own situations with your son or with your daughter, right? Now, after strength training, This is where we go into on-court skill work, right? This is why trainers alone aren't going to get the job done, right? Your kid doesn't need to work on his game and work on his bag. And I'll go in and explain this in other videos in the future. That's another whole nother video and a whole nother example talking about why you don't need a bag in the first place of skills. But specifically with this one, on-court skill work, this is where the skills start to actually translate because the body and mind can support them. You're well rested. You have the fuel in the tank that you need. You've taken care of the body, and now you can start doing tricks with the basketball and making reads and stuff like that, right? I'll get into making reads in a minute. So you can have all the skill developments and trainers that you want, but I promise you, I'll push you, out of the way. If it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Like stronger players are going to push you out the way, and I'm sure you all have seen it. Being the aggressor, being able to be the bully on the court makes it so that your player is no longer being bullied and pushed around by anybody. And this is something that can be applied even now when they're 13 to 17 years old. These are the age ranges that we work with. Granted, we've had players who are younger. We've had players who are older as well, but we don't really like working with seniors who are on their last leg because, obviously we do get results really quickly and we definitely can and turn things around for players. I like to work with you for a decent amount of time just to see the change develop and see your confidence grow and track progress. So that's why we don't want to work with a second semester senior who's really on his way out, right? Or on her way out of high school. And we have a detailed workout within the program that goes over every single thing. I won't show you that right now. Obviously, you're not in the program yet, but that's something that we do. And it's a very, very, very simple workout. It's literally the workout that I would do if I were to start playing professional basketball again tomorrow and I had to start training. That is the workout to the T that I would do. I wouldn't change anything. I would do that exact workout and really just beat it to death. And I think here, let me share another win with you. Just about this workout. There's a player who just won his district championship. Shout out Trey and Rochelle. I'll share Malachi in a minute, but there was another one recently. Not Tiago. This is on the. Let me go find it. We have a lot of freaking wins in here. All tournament teams, all this stuff. There was a post that one of the parents put up. I want to say it was Malachi's mom. Anyways, if I find it, I'll find it and I'll come back to it. But Malachi's mom, Malachi was essentially saying that like he started to do the drills and he's seeing a tremendous difference in his confidence and the way he shows up on the court. Like it's been really, really, really cool to watch. Just by doing those ball handling drills, he's been able to, improve his skill in a very short amount of time. Again, it's not doing a bunch of stuff. It's doing the right stuff that makes sense in the sequential order to be able to build towards where it is you want to go. Now and then, and only then, we get to step 5, right? Competition, right? This is playing games, practice, high pressure moments, things like that. This is where everything gets tested, right? Now, if you just take a bunch of tests and you're like, oh, I'm going to be able to pass the test once I take the test, in some way, shape, or form, that could potentially work. But dude, I'm telling you, or ma'am, I'm telling you, and I didn't mean to say dude like that, but I'm just keeping it a buck. Like you have to do things in the right order. You can't just go and play more games. This is why potentially, in my opinion, players get hurt because they just play and play and play, but they don't work on the foundational things that lead to them having a longer successful career. You look at a guy like Derrick Rose. Granted, I don't know how true this is, but Derrick Rose apparently used to eat a lot of candy and sweets and stuff like that. And D Rose obviously tore his ACL. I think he tore it twice. And he's one of the best point guard. I mean, he's a freaking MVP at 21 years old, which is amazing to do in the NBA. He's amazing to win an MVP at all. But D Rose was notorious for not eating clean and not eating the right foods. He thought he could just put junk in his body and continue to perform, and that eventually wore him down physically, right? And there's so many other players. You see players who retire from playing professional basketball and they blow up like a balloon. And you're like, damn, like how'd you get so big? You were in great shape, and then now you don't take care of your body. What needs to happen? And again, my dad, he's in great shape now. He's I don't know if he was on a Men's Health magazine cover But anyways, this is a man who's been through a whole lot in life, and he still takes great care of his body. He's had over 11 surgeries, and he takes great care of his body, and he looks better than pretty much all the other players that I know he's played with, who are, I mean, obviously guys who are younger, like D Wade is D Wade. He's still in the early 40s. My dad is about to turn 16 in 4 years. But anyways, the way you take care of your body now reflects how you're going to take care of it in the future. So it's really about giving your player habits now that are going to lead to them having a healthier life afterwards. And for me personally, I have seen basketball at every single level, and I have seen what happens when a player retires and how he can maintain his health. And I can see how a player retires and they blow up like a balloon. And it's tough to get that weight off once you get older. I'm sure you all know it's tough when you're older to get that weight off. Your energy drops and all these other things. So you have to have the right habits in place now that are going to lead your son or daughter to living a healthier life off the basketball court later on, right? Now, after those 5 steps, and I'll go over it again, we have sleep and rest. We have nutrition. We have lifting weights and taking care of your body, building your body up. Then we have individual skill work, right? And then from there, we have the team game, practices and tournaments and all this stuff and games. The way we tie all of this in, and this is why we exist as a program in the Varsity Performance System. And as you can see, one of the channels we have in here is a film room. So players are able to send film to me. Parents are able to send film for me, practice, game, whatever it is. And I'm able to break down the film for them. The reason why we do that is because film ties everything together, film and feedback. And this is what most programs miss. I think it's kind of tough in one-on-one workout session because you're just working with a player you're working with a trainer on the court, right? But you're not necessarily sitting down and breaking down film. And even though a program like NCSA, they're giving you feedback, they're giving you like a score. They're not sitting down with you as a professional and being like, hey, you need to do this. These are the reads that you need to look out for. And this is why players see such a big change so quickly within our program, is because we teach them what reads to make on the court. We don't just give them new drills to do. We teach them the right reads to make on the court so they can go out and be more effective. So frameworks are great, but feedback is what accelerates the growth. And this is why players in our program see such a big jump, see such a big change in a short amount of time. Inside the Varsity Performance System, we tie the starting 5 together with film study, direct feedback, and clear steps. As you can see in here, let's go to the film room. These are clips that parents are sharing in here, asking questions for me. This is something that I posted, but asking questions for me, and I'll send them a detailed video going back to them. Like for example, right here, right? I'll send him a video. This is Justin. I send Justin a video back breaking down his film, similar to the way I'm making this video now. And I'm telling him the exact reads to make. He said, great, thank you for the feedback, coach. My pleasure. And then let's see, Danny. This is another one that I did recently. This is earlier this week, 5 days ago. Danny's like, thanks as always for the knowledge drops. I'm sending like a freaking 23-minute video for him to break down. And also the great thing about this program is that this video isn't just for Danny. Other players can come in here and watch the same video. Parents can come here and watch the same video. Like, look, Bruno watched this video for his son, Tiago. And he's like, hey, this is going to benefit Tiago as well. So he came in here, tagged his son, and everybody's able to benefit from this. You see 6 views. All 6 didn't come from Scott. It came from Bruno, Tiago, and potentially some of the other parents. You see this post has 7 likes right here, right? So anyways, let's go back to this, with the film study, direct feedback, clear next steps. Players don't just work, they understand what to adjust and why they're actually adjusting it. Most players who are very intelligent, and I'm speaking to the intelligent players out there who I'm sure are your children in private school, to be quite honest with you. The reason, and I could say that because that was me. I don't know if I said before, it doesn't matter. My accolades, I speak more than 4 languages. I've traveled the world. I play instruments. I have 2 degrees from Georgetown University, the whole 9, all that stuff, right? One thing that smart players struggle with sometimes is that they understand, they get direction as to what to do, but it's not just what, it's why, right? They don't understand why they're doing it. They hear a coach say to them, hey, run really hard or rebound. And you're like, hold on, like, why am I rebounding in this way? Why am I boxing out in this way? right? I give them pro expert advice as to what to do because I've been in their shoes and I've seen it done at a high level, and I've done it at a high level, right? And then, they're really understanding the game on a deeper level, and they're being respected and spoken to in a way that gives them the tools to move forward and make their best decisions on the court and off the court as well, right? This is how improvement becomes methodical instead of just emotional. Instead of a coach just yelling at your son or daughter and be like, go, 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 run, hustle, fight, dive, sprint, hit him. You don't need that. You need to understand. They need to understand why they're doing what they're doing and how to do it more effectively, right? Into the program. This program is a structure, a community, and a family environment. As you've seen, I won't keep going through all these posts, but this is really a family environment. I'm really happy with what we built. We're really selective on the process with who comes in. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video for you to check this out. For you to book a call if you feel like this is the right fit and something that you're interested in, and you want to learn more about. And also, you could just shoot me a message on Instagram as well, and I'll get back to you. And we'll go back and forth. I'll ask some quick questions. But honestly, if you feel like this is the right fit based off of what it is you've heard, just go ahead and book a call with me. We'll have a more detailed conversation and see if it's the right plan to move forward. I'll touch base with you anyways, because I want to make sure I'm hopping on the phone with somebody who is definitely qualified and ready to move forward and make it an investment. So as I mentioned, this is a structure, a community, and a family environment. This is not just for the player, this is for the parents, for the whole entire family. We do group calls with just the players, just the parents, for the whole entire family. We have an opportunity for parents to just come off individually and not individually, but we have a private parents channel in the community as well. Parents course, player course. There's really the whole nine: wins, community questions, film room, calls, opportunities to do individual calls with me within the full court press, things like that, right? Although, we're kind of scaling back from the full court press, to be quite honest with you. We're just seeing not just better results, but people like being in a family, people like being in a community. And I love that too. I really, really do enjoy how communal this process is, right? Parents often underestimate how big their role is. Y'all are playing a huge role in this, and a large reason why your son or daughter is overthinking is because you have led them to where it is they are right now. Your action or inaction has done that. That's why you need work too. That's why you need help in understanding how to best support them in this process. Please, please, please listen to me on that. The best gift you can ever give your son or daughter is a better version of themselves. Not workouts or training sessions or even a coaching session. What you can give them is a better version of yourself. If you don't give them a better version of yourself, you're setting them back, and you're also, dare I say, this is a strong word, but a coward, because you don't want to invest in yourself and make a change so you can be better for those around you. I know it's tough. I know it's challenging. And this is why you need support. And that's exactly why this program exists. This is exactly why I'm here. Okay. This isn't just about your playing getting better. It's about you getting better as a parent in the process. How to communicate, how to support, how to listen, how to guide. We also provide access to trusted resources, including a nutritionist on our team. Shout out Tiffany. And some families choose to work with her more in depth at an additional investment. Others don't. Either way, the guidance is there. I'm sure she'll take a conversation with you. I know she'll take a conversation with you all. And if you're interested, once you're in the program, she'll take a conversation with you all and understand how you want to move forward and see if it's the right fit. If it's the right fit, boom, I highly suggest you move forward with her because she's fantastic at what she does. And then you'll see some pretty awesome results pretty quickly. And then all of my resources as a former professional athlete, they become your resources, right? So coaches, trainers, connections within the NBA, the WNBA, other leagues over the world, agents, like this all becomes your resources as well. You tell me to jump, I'll say how high. You just got to tell me to jump. And I want to bring people in here who are actually going to tell me to jump and get the most out of this process. Because if you win, I win, and that's what I want. I want you to win. I really do want you to win. I've been to the mountaintop. I want you to go past me and past where I was. It may be hard to believe in the basketball game nowadays, but I live an awesome life. I'm truly blessed. God has blessed me with an amazing life, and He's also blessed me with an amazing amount of experiences and scars that I can point to and say, hey, little Timmy, little Sarah, little Susie, don't go down that path. And this is why you shouldn't go down that path. And this is the path I want you to go down instead. And you all as parents, I can give you those tools and those understandings as well, because chances are you have not been to where it is that I have been to in basketball. And that's why that's why you're even watching this video in the first place, right? Because you don't have all the answers, okay? And then why families trust this. We're about 16 months old as a business. I like being fully transparent in what we do. That's not a qualifier in terms of saying that we're not qualified enough. There's never been a day in my life that I have not been associated with the NBA. I was born in '96. My dad came to Miami with the Miami Heat in '95. I've had access to Miami Heat Arena since I was a kid. Grew up around these players. They're just a phone call away. They're family the same way. Your son or daughter probably is cool with your colleagues at the law firm, or your partners at the law firm, or the business that you run. My dad's business just happened to be professional basketball. So I'm still very close I was a former chaplain for the Miami Heat. Was in the NBA with the Houston Rockets briefly in camp. And then I was with the Miami Heat's affiliate team, where I was the vice president of the Players Union at the time. So I'm extremely well connected, and I've been around basketball my whole life, whether it be playing professionally or affiliated with the NBA in some way, shape, or form, right? In that 16 months, we've worked with over 100 players and parents. I want to say it's like 150-ish players and parents within that process. That's tremendous growth. And we're only getting bigger, only getting better, right? And many of these families, honestly, I could say every single family has seen a result that has put a smile on their face and they've been extremely pleased with. I could go into detail, and if you want to hear some testimonials, just go to my YouTube page, right? You're already on my YouTube watching this video, but you all can just come in here and watch some of these testimonials that we have up. There's like maybe 5 or 6 in the backlog right now that my team and my editor is still putting together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 right here, and then we got probably another 6 more coming out. I wish we could get every single family to record a testimonial. Not that they don't want to. It's just sometimes some people aren't as best as speaking on camera as others, and some people also want to remain private, which I appreciate as well. But if you want to go on Instagram as well, I don't know why my video cut out. But if you want to go on Instagram as well, we post wins in these posts here, more wins here. You can click on this story highlight and just binge all of the wins that we've shared there historically from the different communities we've been a part of. This is another testimonial. There's just a whole lot to pull from, even in the 16 months that we've been up and active. Yeah, I'm not sure why my pretty face went away. Let's see if I come back. Bingo, I'm back. All right, cool. Over that time frame, we worked with over 100 players and parents, and many of them have seen, all of them have seen incredible results that they're proud of on the court, mentally, as families. You'll see these wins throughout the YouTube channel, right here in these videos, as I said, on Instagram, and hopefully once you join the community, you'll see all the beautiful wins that we have in here that just go until the cows come home, right? Like Scotty had another breakthrough last night, 32 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. This is another one I wanted to share. This is a recent one here, which I thought was cool. Malachi had his last game of the season Thursday night. Malachi had a great game and really locked in. He scored 23 points, 2 3-pointers, a couple assists, 2 steals, and a block. They won 47-23. He scored as many points as the other team. It's a pretty low scoring game, but no, just really, really, really cool stuff. We've seen a lot of, I could share all these wins. This is Trey and just some of the amazing stuff that, he's doing mentally in the program. He's been through a whole lot, and I'm just super, super proud of this kid. He got an offer to go play college basketball at an AI school, and I'm looking forward to sharing his testimonial because he said that he wouldn't have been able to do that without us and without our help. So I'm just extremely blessed to do what I do. I help a lot of people. I definitely hope you are the next family that I get to help. And yeah, spots are filling up pretty quickly, and I want to be able to serve everybody at a high clip and be able to get you the results that you want as soon as possible. So if you would like to go ahead and watch more of the testimonials, hear from other families who are in your shoes, maybe 6 months down the line, who have a successful case study and what it is they've been through, go ahead and go to the YouTube page and check out these videos here. But if you want to book a call, there's a link down below to my Calendly, and you can go ahead and book a call, and I will speak to you there. Also, I'm on IG if you want to talk. We'll talk soon. All the best. Peace. God bless.